Hi everybody, thanks a lot for joining me. Today I'm reviewing this palette from Tarte. It's called the Be Mattenificent Amazonian Colored Clay Matte Collector's Palette. I think it's got a gorgeous top here, and I think the overall packaging is really nicely sized. I don't feel like it's over packaged, you know, for what's inside. You're getting one blush. You've got 6 eyeshadows up here, 2 more down here that I think double nicely as an eyeliner. A good size mirror here, and also a double-ended brush. This palette sells for $36 at Ulta, Sephora. I think QVC might even be selling this palette. I don't feel like it's overpriced for the quality of the products. Everything in here truly is 100% matte. All of the shadows and the blush. And I really do like the formula a lot. I think all of these shadows are super smooth, just incredibly soft and smooth and very pigmented. And I think it's very consistent from the lighter shadows to the darker shadows. I just think they all really have the same nice smooth texture, so that's great. I also really enjoy the blush. I am wearing that today, and I think it just gives a really pretty color to the cheeks, you know, not too much. If you were doing a very dark smoky eye, I think that kind of a blush would be totally appropriate, or just for every day. I'm getting a flat shadow brush on one end, and then kind of a domed, more crease-like brush on the other. Both brushes are super soft. I think this flat side is totally usable. It's a really good size. You can really pack the shadow on. This crease brush, I feel like it's a little small and a little stiff to do a lot of blending. I think you could like maybe apply some product to your crease, but I don't necessarily think you'd be satisfied to completely blend it out with this brush. My one complaint though with this palette is the color selection. I'm all for purples. I kind of like, you know, the dusty rosy tone that's even been thrown in here. But I feel like this is a palette of extremes. I feel like you've got really light shades or very dark shades. These two shades here are kind of flirting with that mid-tone range, but still, I feel like it's a huge jump between the colors here, and then this very dark plum and this super dark and rich black and brown. So when I'm doing looks with this palette, I feel like I always gravitate toward this being in my crease because, you know, that's what's going to give me some nice contrast there, but all my looks kind of end up coming off the same. Now granted, you could go with a super dark look and put the black all over your lid, or you could go with the purple all over your lid, you know what I mean, but I think for a standard kind of everyday look, it's going to be one of these lighter shades on the lid, the purple in the crease, and maybe one of these two shades as a liner. And some of you might be thinking, you know, I don't care about having a different look every day. You know, just give me some good quality matte shadows and we'll be good. And you may enjoy this just fine, but for variety's sake and for getting a lot of different looks out of this, I think it could have gone further. I think it could have given us more options if there were, you know, maybe 1 or 2 shades thrown in here that were somewhere between the depth of the purples and the blacks and browns and the other shades. I'll take you through quickly how I did this look today. I took this shade that's kind of in the center of the lower part of the palette. I just patted that all over my lid. Then I took a fluffier crease brush and I pulled that up into my crease. Then to kind of blend out the edge of that, I took this matte cream color from the top row and I used that up under my brow bone. And then to add some depth to my crease, as I said, I used that plum shade, going with a smaller brush if you want to apply the shadow in there and maybe buff it out with a fluffier brush. Then on the underneath part of my eye, I used the black, just a little bit of that right in the outermost corner. I sort of smudged over that with the plum and pulled that inward until I was basically out of shadow on my brush. To compare it to another product of a similar price range that is also all matte, there's the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, which I have done a review on this Express channel. And this palette, you know, while it's all matte, it's got a lot more where the color variety is concerned. I think it's a really nice balance of light, medium, and dark, and then within those families you've got all kinds of tones from warm to cool. I feel like this is quality plus the variety. This is great quality here on this one, but the variety in looks just isn't so much there for me. I hope this review was helpful to you, and thank you so much for taking time to watch. Bye guys.